What were some of the biggest learnings maybe that you've taken with you from one fine stay to then Fora?
Running operating businesses that is supported by venture dollars is really, really hard. So that would be like one. I think for a long time, up until maybe a year ago, there were companies like Sonder that were like kind of looked successful, but ultimately, when you strip all that stuff away, you're sort of running an operating company while trying to basically trade on software multiples. And I think that's really, really difficult. So I think you have to go in eyes wide open to the extent your capital mix and your strategy is really predicated on bringing in external VC dollars if you have an operationally intense business. So I think that's something that should be sort of examined pretty carefully. So that was one of the real lessons. And I think another real lesson is that know your distribution strategy and your sales and marketing strategy at scale. Because I think it's really easy to say, we're going to be able to reduce our cost of customer acquisition over time. And we're relying on Instagram, or I think a lot of the iOS changes and things have really changed this fundamentally. But for a long time, there really was no sales and marketing strategy that we were pursuing at Onefinestay or at Context Travel. It was basically like customer acquisition through all of the known channels, and then assuming that we can ultimately whittle that cost down over time, or that somehow the repeat rate or the LTV would justify the upfront expense. And that ended up not being true in either case. So Fora was really started because of this insight about the challenges of multi-channel distribution at scale. So I would say those are probably there's lots more lessons, but those are probably the twin lessons, which is operating businesses, but with kind of venture capital dollars on the cap table, and really understanding how your channels are going to evolve and scale, and not just assuming that you'll be able to figure it out as you get to more and more kind of like higher and higher reaches of market penetration.